Women's basketball wins in Wisconsin.
And track runs it at home.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown.
Welcome into the Penguin Rundown this week. I'm your host, Caleb Ellison, and alongside me for the first time is Noah Ricks. Noah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for this opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, lots have happened in the YSU, athletics. Both women's and men's basketball team made that trip up to Wisconsin. Tennis played at home, track and field, dive, they were all in action. So it was really exciting.
Yes, winter sports getting into fruition, but we're going to start with women's basketball.
Go ahead.
The Youngstown State women's basketball team gained victories against Green Bay on Friday and Milwaukee on Sunday. On Friday, the Penguins won 63-60 at the Crest Center in Green Bay. Lily Ritz had 14 points and a game-high 7 rebounds, and in just 11 minutes of action, she had 10 points and 4 rebounds in the first half. Junior Malia Magestro scored 10 of her 12 points in the second half. On Sunday, the Penguins won 61-51 at the Clutchy Center in Milwaukee. Ritz led the team with 20 points and 11 rebounds to earn her 11th double-double of the season. 3 other starters scored in double figures for the Penguins. Megan Callahan scored 15 points, and in the final 20 seconds of action, she grabbed the biggest rebound of the game. Magestro scored 13 points and went 8 for 8 from the free throw line, and senior Dina Gerals scored 10 points and had 4 assists. The Penguins are back in action to host Wright State tomorrow night, and they'll take on Northern Kentucky on Saturday. For more on the women's basketball team, visit YSUSports.com.
The men's basketball team split their last 2 games, winning 1 and losing 1. On Thursday, January 19th, the men defeated the Green Bay Phoenix in Wisconsin by a score of 86-70. The big story in this game was that there were 4 Penguins that scored in double figures. Senior Dwayne Cohill scored 26 points, graduate student Malik Green scored 17, graduate student Adrian Nelson scored 15, and senior Brandon Rush scored 10 points. Those 4 players combined for a total of 68 points. The men started the game strong as they made 5 of 7 shots from the floor. The men's biggest lead of the night was 31 points, and that also made it the Penguins' 5th win in a row. This past Saturday, however, the men's win streak was broken at a score of a 75-88 loss to the Milwaukee Panthers. In the game, the Penguins once again had 4 players score in double figures. The strong performances came from Rush, Green, Cohill, and Nelson. Milwaukee shot 10 from 19 beyond the 3-point arc. And up next, the Penguins will welcome the Oakland Grizzlies into the Beagley Center for a red-out game. The game will be broadcasted on ESPN2 and can be listened to on 570 WKBN.
Over the weekend, the women's bowling team competed at the Northeast Classic in Deptford, New Jersey. The Friday opening was the best day that the Penguins have had in the 3-day tournament as they picked up 5,099 points in 5 matches. The Penguins went 4-1 on the day with wins over Kutztown, LIU, Merrimack, and Wagner. Youngstown State went over 211 of their first 15 games, beginning with 3 straight sets in the 1070s. Overall, for the Northeast Classic, the Penguins would finish strong on Sunday as they placed 5th out of 33 teams. Sophomore bowler Lindsay Ennis commented on the team's performance.
We lost our first match, which kind of sucks, but that, I think, was more of a motivation and a drive behind the performance the next 2 matches. We were like, okay, well, we might not be able to get 3rd anymore, but we can get 5th.
The team will be back in action on January 27th at the PVAMU Invitational in Arlington, Texas. This will be another 3-day tournament. For more on the bowling team, we're sending it to Andrew and John over at the Roundtable. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back into the Roundtable. I am the one, the only Andrew Pearson, and I'm alongside John of Stopwitz. And John, today we are going to be talking about some bowling.
Yeah, and Andrew, there's a lot to talk about this YSU women's bowling team. Really, to start the 2022-23 season, this team is ranked 9th in the preseason poll. And the reason for that is, really 3 pivotal losses for this team, and Sarah Florence, Emma Wren, and Emma Doherty really leading this team to that championship bout last season. But when you look at this season as well, on paper, adding 2 new freshmen in Hope Bunk and Hannah Miller that have really been leading this team in the fall semester in 2022, as in the month of December, after all those competitions, they are now ranked 7th in the month of December in the NCAA standings, as well as they are 41-13 in head-to-head matches, just in the fall alone in this semester, and as well as posting back-to-back runner-up finishes at the Motive Penguin Classic and the Desi Strong Classic as well. And, this team is really built to win. Coach Kuberski has done such a great job building a culture for this bowling team, not only for this season, but for years to come as well. And in May, I had a chance to talk to Emma Wren, before she graduated. And, I asked her, what is this team, sort of like the culture-wise, with your departure? And she said, she knows that this team is going to do great things, and she's not really worried about, what is going to, really happen. And you can see it now. This team has been absolutely phenomenal. And, really, this team has not been in action since November 20th. And with that being said, Andrew, can you tell me a little bit about this past weekend's competition to start things off?
Yeah, John, this past weekend, the bowling team was in Deptford, New Jersey to compete at the Northeast Classic. And at the Classic, YSU was able to finish 5th amongst 33 teams, which that was huge for the team. Now, YSU was a 6th seed in the bracket after just 10 games as they qualified over Friday and Saturday. YSU went 2-1 in their matches on Sunday, which was able to get them that pivotal 5th seed. Now, they lost their opening match to Maryville, who was the 11th seed. They lost to them in a hard-fought 5 games. But in their next 2 matches against Arkansas State and Maryville, YSU was able to bounce back. In their big rematch against Maryville, YSU won games 2, 4, and 5, but Maryville was able to keep up with them and win 1st, 3rd, and 6th game, and that forced a pivotal Game 7. Now, in that Game 7, there were 3 Penguins that really stood out. Sophomore Jade Coate, junior Kristen Moore, and sophomore Lindsay Ennis were huge for the team as they helped YSU get that win, 226 to 217. Now, up next, John, YSU will take a trip down to Arlington, Texas to compete in the PVA-MU Invitational. Now, the 3-day tournament will last Friday through Sunday. The tournament will begin Friday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right, and what you said, Andrew, just want to talk about Kristen Moore on that second day, really that Saturday, really leading the charge for this Penguins bowling team, being named to that all-team, that second all-team of the tournament. She did such an amazing job leading that team as well. And when you hop back to Friday, this team really came out swinging early. 3 matches of 1,070s and finishing off the day with 5,099, and that's really hard to do as well, and they were able to get it done. But what you said about PVAMU, Lindsay Ennis had not only one of her best freshman really bowls and games of her freshman career. When you look at what she was able to do, 268 against Prairie View A&M, which is the best game ever by a YSU freshman, really in that bowling category, and she got it done. I had the opportunity to talk to her yesterday. She is very excited, and the team is excited about being able to go back and in Arlington, Texas, and having that opportunity to maybe bowl, a little higher. But she said also the pressure is on because it's a little nerving trying to do what you did, trying to one-up that. But, that team is very confident as well. And, Coach Kuberski has done such a good job with really leading the charge for this team. And that is all the time we have today at the Round Table. I'm John Ostapowitz.
And I'm Andrew Peterson.
And let's send it back to the hosts.
Thanks, John and Andrew, for that bowling recap. And let's go into this past weekend as the men's and women's track and field team combined to win 9 events on Friday, January 20th at the YSU Collegiate Invitational presented by Southwoods Health at the Watson & Tressel training site. For the women, junior Lauren Sheehan led the way by winning the shot put. Erin Bogard followed suit by winning the pole vault. Meanwhile, Madison Murray won the 60-meter hurdles, and Nia Williams-Matthews rounded out the day by winning the triple jump. For the men, Lonnie Harper finished strong by winning the high jump. Dorian Shengao won the pole vault. Ty Hunt set a meet record leap of 7.57 meters in the long jump. Luke Lawbacher won the 60-meter hurdles, and Zach Gray won the shot put to finish the evening. The men's and women's track team is back in action on Friday, January 27th at the Clemson Bob Pollock National Invitational.
This past Sunday, the men's tennis team fought until the end against the University of Dayton, but ultimately fell short by a final of 4-3. The Gwins won the doubles point with wins at number 2 and number 3 and picked up victories at number 3 and number 4 singles against the Flyers. The first to clinch the doubles victory for YSU was sophomores Clement Mangai and Harry Fauzes, who claimed a 6-3 victory. And at number 3, it would be seniors Will Everett and Javier Pla who would win the final 2 points, taking a 7-5 decision. At number 3 singles, sophomore Nathan Favier earned a 6-4, 6-4 victory, while Harry Fauzes grinded through a 6-4, 3-6, and 6-4 win at number 4. YSU was also scheduled to play Ashland University later in the day, but inclement weather impacted the Eagles' travel plans, and the match was ultimately canceled. The Gwins return to the court this Thursday when they play host to the University of Buffalo. First serve is set for 2 p.m.
The YSU men and women dive team took to the pool last Saturday in a matchup against Clarion University. The women had an impressive day with 3 divers finishing in the top 5 in both the 1 meter and 3 meter events. For the 3 meter, Kayla Rasman finished second place with an impressive score of 244.20, and Tess Wyckoff finished in second place with a score of 246.38 in the 1 meter dive. The men also impressed in the 3 meter with Simon Iwanaku finishing in second with a score of 243.08, while Zachary Lau was the only Penguin to finish among the top 5 in the 1 meter, finishing in third place and scoring 238.58. Up next, the Penguins will hit the road to take on Denison. Competition is set to start at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
And we're going to send it to Bryce Noel for our Player of the Week. Bryce?
Thanks, guys. This week's Penguin Player of the Week comes from none other than junior Lauren Sheehan with an impressive 14.05 meter throw in the shot put to win it in the women's event. Congratulations, Lauren, on being named this week's Penguin Player of the Week. Caleb and Noah, back to you guys.
Thanks, Bryce, and that will just do it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. But for our social media, you can always go to Instagram and Twitter and follow us at Penguin Rundown 1. And for updates and more, go to YSUsports.com. But in the meantime, I am Noah Ricks.
I've been Caleb Ellison.
And we wish you a wonderful week, Penguin Nation.